him behind him.
Just stays there.
What a play.
There's not a woman to shut up and let me answer.
I think I'm breaking every FCC rule in the book.
All the way! Touchdown, Cleveland!
I'm calling both games.
Before we begin, I'd like to thank DraftKings for being the sponsor of today's video. There are some big events coming up in the sports world this weekend, and I'm not just talking football. How about golf? Everyone remembers last year in Augusta. Tiger Woods reclaiming his throne as the king in a redemption saga for the ages. So what if I were to tell you that you could have a shot at a $1 million grand prize in a fantasy golf tournament? It's possible with DraftKings. With an initial deposit, it's absolutely free to play. You pick 6 golfers from this weekend's tournament. Each golfer has an assigned salary and you have a $50,000 cap. You get points for birdies, eagles, finishing position, and more. There are $4 million in prizes available for the taking, with the top prize being a cool $1 million. Perhaps you believe the odds and Bryson DeChambeau will win. Maybe Rory McIlroy will break his Masters curse. Or perhaps Tiger Woods does the unthinkable and defends his title. The possibilities are endless. And all you have to do to take advantage is to use the code word UTREE in the link in the description. I've made my picks for this weekend, as you can see here. Now you know who not to take. The Masters is here and you can make it even better with DraftKings. This opportunity expires on November 12th at 7 a.m., so don't think about it too long. Once again, thank them for sponsoring this video. So let's get this straight. Both teams are limping into Santa Clara. The Packers have no running backs due to injuries and COVID. The 49ers have no wideouts due to injuries and COVID. Both teams had positive tests for COVID several days ago. Logic suggests that this game should be pushed back until Sunday. But the NFL doesn't care. There's no limbs on the ground, you can play. They'll just have to counter the 3-man supply of painkillers they give to Aaron Jones with illegal stimulants. Look, he's running as spry as ever and it'll only take 3 years off his career. Forget I said that though. Here's pissed off Aaron Rodgers coming over to choke a bitch. Did you know that San Francisco passed on him in the draft for a Mormon? I couldn't hear from all the ass kicking he's been doing. And you guys thought the wildfires were the greatest threat to California. Oh no, it's this fucker. He's going to take your wrecked excuse of a team and piss on its grave. Green Bay did what they had to do. Good. A little excessive, but good. What did I tell you last week? This is the part of the season where Atlanta goes on some random winning streak to give them a false sense of hope about the future. Today's victim is Denver. You know why this happened? Matt Ryan did the thing. You know, the thing where he was an MVP a few years ago. The Broncos defense didn't even stand a chance with how he was slinging. Things still look dire, but a win's a win, I guess. Denver even tried to come back into this game, and Atlanta nearly obliged in blowing another big lead, but it was too late. The Falcons are under the belief that they can push for a playoff spot, so they will sabotage their own best interests for it. I wonder if they could do it.
Hi folks, Billy Mays here to talk to you about Drive Away. It's the one product that will stop those pesky offensive drives once and for all. You hate them as much as I do. They have titty kissers. They have big appendages. They have joints. Well, with a little slab of Drive Away on your team's field, that team's offense is immediately gone. Drive Away has incredible play calling technology where it stifles offensive advancement and creativity. Everything is stopped in its tracks for at least 45 minutes or your money back. It works on all surfaces. Grass, turf, that beady stuff, everything. How can I make this even better? It's all yours for the special low price of $19.85. But wait, I'll double the offer. I'll not only throw in a false start penalty to take them out of field goal range, I'll give you another false start penalty absolutely free. Enjoy your football wins in peace again with the power of Drive Away. Here's how to order.
To order, please send cash, check, or a sealed blood contract to Virginia McCaskey, Soul Chamber, 1920 Football Drive, Lake Forest, Illinois 60045. Products ordered will be delivered in roughly 2 to 4 weeks. The maker of this product is not responsible for any corruption of the team in question or desire to undo past drafting mistakes. Offer not valid in Michigan, Minnesota, or Wisconsin. Houston and Jacksonville used to have some shreds of hope a few years ago. That was before managerial fuck-ups ruined them both. So for both their sakes, let's spend a few seconds to remember their past glory. Jaguars are now at the point where they're starting Jake Luton, a 6th-round pick at quarterback due to injury. Even for how sad it may be, it's an infinitely better option than Mike Glennon. Fortunately for both teams, neither seem to have downloaded the defense DLC that came out a few weeks ago. Luton and Deshaun Watson would lick their chops. Jake, this isn't a quality NFL defense, but they're good training wheels for a budding quarterback. That is, if you don't make a crucial mistake and swing momentum the other way. Despite this common mistake, Jacksonville is only down by 8. Stranger things have definitely happened in the NFL this year. It's in the realm of possibility.
Luton flushed out. They give chase. Luton still going. Inside the 5, but he spins in for the touchdown.
Have yourself a game, son. Now we need the second part of the equation.
Luton inside.
You weren't supposed to carry the decimal point, Jacksonville. Although it does help with your relentless tank. Carry on. Hello, I'm Dalvin Cook, and I like fucking shit up. My hobbies include obliterating opposing defenses, yoga, and consuming the blood of my enemies. I'm currently looking for a team to lead to a convincing victory against a division rival, and to consume the blood of my enemies. My finances are secure and my offensive line is sturdy today. My good friend Kirk shows up sometimes. He brings beer and touchdowns. If you're interested in meeting up, please pee on the remnants of what was the Detroit Lions. My neighbor Matt has had a bad week. He couldn't practice due to COVID, took a private jet to the game, and got knocked out due to a concussion. I feel bad for him, and will not consume his blood today. I look forward to hearing from you if you get this message. Thank you for looking at my profile. Ravens' offense just looks really sketchy as of late. I don't know what it is, but it's nowhere near its full potential as a unit. Lamar Jackson has either regressed as a pocket passer or opposing defenses have zoned in on his weaknesses. Things were looking quite iffy for them in the beginning. The only salvation for them would be in Indy's mistakes. Phillip Rivers pretended he was Martin Brodeur for whatever reason. The Colts' offense is also an enigma. Rivers is a light switch, and unfortunately he's turned off today. It's less defensive and more careless errors with the ball, like Baltimore doing so near the opposing goal line. But they'd be bailed out thanks to some well-placed ref ball. This is ruled as an interception. Apparently in this time frame he established control of the ball and it was ruled a fumble recovered by the defense. Can the NFL avoid controversy with the refs for one goddamn minute? It's with this second life that the Ravens offense manages to do something. They run and they run away with this game. Even with the chances Indy has, they can't convert. A frustrating loss to have them fall behind in the division again. I honestly don't know what to think of the Ravens now. I thought they were better, but they've had some glaring flaws these past few weeks. Get them fixed. I'm about to file a grievance with the NFL. In no way should what the Seahawks put out there in most weeks be considered as a defense. They have all the reliability of America Online. You could be fine and then, whoops, randomly disconnected from the internet for the 8th time today. Buffalo scorched that earth repeatedly. Josh Allen threw the air and on his feet, no chance of stopping him. They kept their heads down and crushed their opposition. And it was a barrage all game long. No mercy when they need a statement win. And what isn't one than decimating Seattle. Chef Russ tried his best to cook with the faulty ingredients he had, but apparently most of what he made were turnovers. I appreciate the idea of culinary inspiration, Russ, but famous Jameis isn't someone to idolize. Can't really do anything about that defense, though. That will need a lot more than cooking to fix. A spectacular matchup worthy of praise. Two of the league's bottom feeders that somehow still have a chance of making the playoffs. That's the glory of Tank Division. Behold one of the greatest plays in NFL history.
Throwing on first down is complete. The rookie Antonio gets it out of the backfield.
This is why Tank Bowls are must-watch television. They are works of art. I'm not talking high art, but think of the chaos and destruction of Picasso's Guernica. That is the art form that the NFC East has taken. Simultaneously the worst and best division in sports today. The Giants may have the lead, but we know they'll mess up somewhere. I wonder what this game has in store for us. God damn it, football gods! Stop with the gruesome injuries for like a week! You already took Dak from us. Was that not enough? We needed another horrific ankle break? Really? Fuck you, you assholes. At least we get another appearance of Alex Smith. May his bionic leg and infallible spirit guide Washington to a storybook victory to take them to 3-5. He's doing it, in fact. The name redacted are slowly creeping back into the picture. The Giants' offense is being clamped. The lead is down to 3. Think of this movie script. Alex Smith, after a devastating injury, leads his team back to... Never mind. But he's going to have another chance. It would be something out of Hollywood. Alex Smith being carried off the field after an impressive game-winning drive.
Smith over the middle, intercepted once again.
Here's a harsh lesson to learn, Alex. There are no feel-good moments in the NFL. Never. Only if you're lucky, which you're not. What you can say about the Panthers is that they may not have the talent they had when they were perennial playoff contenders, but you can't deny that they don't play hard. Matt Rule is doing some good work for what he's been given so far. They aren't a great team by any means, but he's getting the most out of them. It shows against a true heavyweight in the Kansas City Chiefs. This should have been a massacre. However, Carolina won't go away. They're pesky motherfuckers. Patrick Mahomes may soar through the air like he usually does, but the Panthers have answers for that. Christian McCaffrey is back and hasn't lost much of a beat during his time off. Teddy Bridgewater was quietly efficient. They're keeping pace with one of the best offenses in football. Down by 2, the defense does their job and gives them a chance to win. The offense itself is doing just enough to survive. It's going to be another long field goal try, but a 67-yarder isn't that impossible, right?
Here it is, and that is going to sail wide right. The Chiefs will win it.
One of these days, he's going to break the field goal distance record. Just you watch, he could do it. Just wish it happened today, though. The shootout. 2 emerging teams eager to reassert themselves in the football world after years of misery. It may not be the most technically sound show in the game, but if it isn't fantastic and exciting to watch. The Dolphins and Cardinals are putting on an offensive showcase. Kyler Murray had what you could consider a legendary day. 4 touchdowns, 283 yards passing, over 100 yards rushing. Almost reminiscent of Michael Vick at his peak. It would take an equally strong performance to match his output. Tua Tagovailoa saw this as a challenge. It was like he was back at Bama. His first great game as a pro athlete. Efficient, dynamic, didn't make many mistakes. Exactly what Miami needed. Both teams trading blows in a surprising welterweight bout. In the 4th quarter, the game is tied at 31. Someone would have to make a defensive stop. For the first round, it was the Dolphins, forcing a turnover on downs. A quick field goal gives them a late lead, but you can't sleep on the Cardinals' offensive talent. They'll have their own chances to counter.
From 49 yards away, and Gonzalez is short!
I could make a bunch of lame metaphors about Arizona coming up short, but I won't. That's just demeaning. Particularly when the Dolphins look surprisingly legit. The hell? This package came a year or 2 early. A Pittsburgh tradition. They're favored by 14 on the road against a Dallas team so destroyed it's a punchline. The Cowboys are now starting Orlando Apollo's legend Garrett Gilbert at quarterback. I know what you're thinking. This screams trap game. And you would be absolutely correct. People are shocked at the Steelers playing down to competition in a football game? Dude, they do this shit at least once a year. Do any of you remember 2017 or 18? That was nothing but these games. It's odd because the Cowboys are somehow playing like a team. For how awful they've looked the past few weeks, it feels as if they're breathing fresh air. Gilbert is as solid as he was in the AAF. The defense is holding down the fort. It's almost as if they're playing up to the potential they were supposed to have before the season. Maybe I'm being too knee-jerk there, but Dallas is up to an early lead, and Pittsburgh does look like complete shit. The rest of the world is ready to dance on the grave of the Yinzer. The Steelers' offense looks awful. The special teams even worse. A Steeler pastime going back decades. Do you like heart ailments, Pittsburgh? Because you're getting them here. Hold up just a second, the NFL's convoluted rules are working to a black and gold advantage. This roughing the passer call saved the Steelers' ass. As completely bullshit as this rule is, it gave them life. With Pittsburgh gaining the lead, Dallas still has chances, but the cold reality of their limitations are smacking them in the face. It started with a crucial mistake by Gilbert in the red zone, and it's been haunting them ever since. They'll get one more chance to make Jerry proud.
Will it be the play of his life? Steps up, throws to the end zone, and it's knocked down to the Steelers.
Run. Run as fast as you can out of the stadium, Pittsburgh. That was an extremely ugly win. I know they're 8-0, but they don't deserve it.
Do you ever shut the hell up?
The fight for LA continues on. I know the Raiders technically aren't in LA, but they have a significantly larger fan base in the city, so it counts. They're looking to keep momentum up against the embodiment of pain. A team that is only relevant due to great quarterback play, but undone by literally everything else. Last week, a blown 21-point lead. How do they one-up that today? It won't be with another outstanding lead. The Raiders aren't one for such an impressive start, and it's more of a neck-and-neck contest. Vegas has an edge, but the Chargers are still in this matchup. Despite being gashed by long passes, they're only down by 2 and getting the ball back.
Yeah, lost it on the ground near the 30. Who's got it?
Special teams fuck up on this team? How insane is that to think? They at least held them to 3, so a nice drive from Herbert can erase past sin. And by God, he's doing it. They're giving Raiders fans palpitations all over. They will reverse the pain, even if it means they'll die trying.
Herbert will float it right side. It is Parham. Did he catch it? He did.
The receiver did not maintain control of the ball throughout the
I swear to God, this team only exists for analytical purposes. It's maintained by scientists that want to extract as much data on pain infliction as they possibly can. They're pushing with an all-out assault for kings of the joke. It'll be their greatest accomplishment in decades. This may be a battle of old men leading their offenses in a heavyweight battle with lots of intrigue, but I don't give a shit about that. Famous Jameis is returning to his hallowed baking ground. With his legendary pastry served up every Sunday, what better tribute than for his former team to take up his great craft? Who cares about winning? The baking is what's truly special. Tampa Bay reverted to a past form we haven't seen since about last year. Offensive ineptitude, defensive collapses, and outright massacre on the football field. I haven't seen Pirates get this decimated since Blackbeard got gunned down. The legendary Tom Brady had the most special gift of them all. A near-perfect recreation of famous Jameis's prized trait, the turnover. The game may have been long over and raised serious questions about Tampa Bay's legitimacy, but honoring a past hero is far more important. Eat that W, Jameis. They made it extra spicy for you. The Jets are awful, and New England hasn't been shy about admitting that they suck this season. It's more New York, but this is a tank ball. Patriots in a tank bowl. I never thought I'd see the day. They won't even get the privilege of having fans in their stadium to embrace the suck this year. To be completely honest, I wouldn't bother trying to with the shit they're doing here. New England is losing to the Jets. And not just by a point or two either, it's pretty convincing. Something about Joe Flacco playing the Patriots unlocks his elite talent. It's a long shot for them at this point, but there's a chance New England can start a new dynasty in Tank Bowl. Oh right, this is the Jets. Nothing ever comes easy for this franchise, and that includes their endless quest to ruin newly drafted quarterbacks. Throughout the second half, they would outright implode on the football field. Cam Newton had minimal resistance as LOL Jets would reign supreme at MetLife. Just like raising a Jets fan, there would be nothing but abuse. The Patriots win and keep their playoff hopes alive. Jets fans celebrate and gain false hope that their shithole organization won't utterly ruin whomever they draft. Everyone else is livid because they can't dunk on a former dynasty. The New York Jets, everyone! I feel like this one is cut and dry once again, so it's time for another fantastic LOL Cow of the Week. Takk McKinley, formerly of the Atlanta Falcons. Why do I say former? I'd ask him and his incessant whining about not being traded at the deadline. Now, people griping about things on Twitter is normal, but alleging trade rumors that were debunked by several sources goes a little further than that. It's borderline sedition, especially if they aren't true. He would be fined by the organization for this outburst, but he gave zero fucks about it. After more indignance by McKinley, the Falcons then had enough and chose to waive him for anyone else to claim. Sorry, Takk. You should have worn the picture of your grandma on the field. Maybe it would have made your production less disappointing. Blood for the blood god. Injuries for the injury god.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
May these offerings appease the gods for another week. Amen.
Delay blitz. Poyer is picked up. Wilson's on the move. Throwing it deep and open. Touchdown Seahawks. David Moore. Just like that. Don't flip away yet.